Hello there, everyone. Welcome to one of the intuitive readings that I do on an ad hoc basis if I feel that there's a message that needs to come through for somebody. I've got some Palo Santo wood burning here, which is, for those of you who don't know, a very good cleanser of negative energies and is often used in house cleansing, in churches, all sorts. And a nice replacement for sage if you don't like to use sage. So it can cleanse your space, it can cleanse your cards, it can cleanse your crystals, whatever you want to use it for. And you simply light it and then blow it out and let it burn, kind of like incense. It is essentially a type of incense, and you can also buy it in incense. So that's just a bit of potentially useful information for those who don't maybe use it every day. Some people are very familiar with it, but others are not. So if you want to cleanse your space, this is one of the go-tos. And it does have a divine smell, and it does linger for a while, which is quite nice. It doesn't just disappear, and it's not very pungent, it's not very spicy. So if you've got an aversion to incense and these kind of things, or those burners that burn with blocks or oil melts, anything like that, and you find it's a bit much, this might be a nice alternative, and it just leaves the atmosphere feeling good and the air smelling good. And I suppose you either like it or you don't. You'd have to find out. Give it a try and see if you like the smell of Palo Santo. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's anything coming through initially. I'm seeing a pink rose that's completely open with many petals, quite large, like probably the size of my hand, like this. Beautiful pink rose. I don't know if that is significant to anybody at the moment or means anything to you. At the time of this reading, all of these readings, these ad hoc readings, are timeless, but at the time of this reading, which is the 15th of December 2025, the energy feels really a bit tumultuous. There's a lot going on. Apparently, there are a lot of planetary transitions. We're going into a Sagittarius new moon now, which is going to just kick things off and like propel us forward for the rest of December. And that can be a little bit uncomfortable when we have all of them kind of transitioning, retrograding. There is a bit of a agitation or inconsistency in the air, and it feels like a little bit of a storm sometimes. So yeah, just try to take things in your stride. Don't ever let it get the better of you. Remember that you're not alone, and everybody's kind of feeling it in their own way, whether it's disruption in the home or discord at work, whatever the case might be, or just like feeling a little bit anxious within yourself. At the moment, if that is happening, it might be happening if you're listening to this at a different time as well, and it might be relevant, but for the timeline we're on now in December, that is very relevant. I think there's a lot of energies moving out because we are getting to the end of the year of the snake, where we shed old things, old habits, old versions of ourselves. So that's not a comfortable thing. We generally don't like change because we fear change. All right, let's see what comes through. I would like to know, what is the main focus today, please, for whoever I'm reading for? What's the main focus today? This is the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, by the way. Thank you. Quest. All right, this is interesting that we've just spoken about shedding the old and embracing the new now, because the quest shows these two paths that we could potentially be deciding upon. And one looks like it is a drought or very barren area, and the one looks quite lush and fruitful, abundant. All right, so for somebody here, I think that this is that there's a decision, there's two different types of kind of groups that I've got messages for here. There's one where you're trying to make a decision and you need to tap into spiritual guidance, because spirits want to support you and take you on that journey and help you to make the right choice. Do you see how this woman's got her arms open and she's saying to him, don't worry, come with me, I'll show you which one is the right way to go. And so I think that if you're struggling with something, there might be the need for you to actually sit down and ask or pray and say, I don't know the way forward, I'm not sure what to do. Please help me, show me, give me a sign. And I think that that is something that's going to come. For the other group of you, I feel as if there is something that's pulling you in two different directions, but it's almost as if it has something to do with like almost involuntarily being segregated from other people. So maybe you find yourself not fitting into a particular group, or maybe you find yourself being judged by others for whatever the reason might be. Maybe there's some kind of what is the word I'm looking for? It just feels like there's some judgment of maybe your character, where you come from, whatever it might be. There's just some kind of a judgment here where it feels like you're being treated differently to other people. And so this is what is causing like a separation. And I feel like this is happening because you need to search within yourself and say, I still need to do what I need to do. I need to do what my spirit wants to guide me to do. I don't need to worry about whether I have the approval of other people, whether they like me, whether they like what color or creed or religion I am. I need to do what's best for me, and I need to like myself. I say this very often, but we need to remember and to regularly remind ourselves that life is not a popularity contest. You are not here to please others. You are here to do what's best for you and follow your spiritual path. And day by day, that is a difficult thing to do. And every day there are decisions that we need to make and actions that we need to take that would reinforce that and allow us to be able to do that. Don't be afraid to walk on your own if that is something that you're doing, because the next group of people who you are supposed to be attracted to, or that will be in alignment with the direction you want to move in, will appear. You will find like-minded groups of people. Okay, the minute you step away from something that's not serving you or is hostile or uncomfortable, it immediately will bring some kind of change, because you are closing that door. And so another door inevitably opens. All right, let's see what else we get here. What else do we need to know, please? There we go, acceptance. Isolation. All right, so perhaps some some of you need to, this is exactly what I was trying to talk about, is like us needing to feel accepted by other people. This can be very disruptive in the root chakra, which is the color that's coming up here. And so that is our stability and where we feel safe. And this can be in a couple of layers of our lives. Do we feel safe in our job, whether it is, secure? Do we feel safe in our home in terms of how secure that is? Are we renting in from someone who could tell us to leave tomorrow? Or are we, have we bought a house and we're not sure it's in the right place? Or are we perfectly happy and feeling very secure there? That makes a huge difference in our lives. And this incorporates relationships as well. So this is talking about wanting to feel accepted. And I feel as if there's really something here with what I said in the beginning, where I said you need to be following your own path. And it's almost like, as there is with every single person, somebody here that I'm reading for is you need to acknowledge that there's something that you do that only you can do. Everything about your personality gravitates towards that. Can you see this girl? Her name is Cherry, and she's baking a cherry pie. It's like she's attracted to all of those kinds of things, and she's got this gift from spirit that she's able to make this amazing cherry pie. No one makes a cherry pie like she does. This is what it's basically giving me as an example. There's something that you can do, and this goes for everybody, that makes you you, that you do, that is so special. Just like people say, nobody bakes a cake like my aunt does, or nobody makes bread like my mom does. That it's so special to certain people that it doesn't matter who makes it or who does it or who sews that thing, whatever. Nobody does the job like you do. And if you have not yet found that, you need to ask Spirit to help you find that. Say, show me what I do that's so special, because we don't see it. We don't always see our talents, and people will say things to you like, oh, you're such a good listener, or you've got a voice I could listen to for hours, or you bake beautifully, and you just really don't think you do. But it's your perception. We're so quick to judge ourselves, just like other people externally also judge us. But we need to change our perspective on this, and we need to change our perception. It is all about perception. And this was the card from the bottom of the deck. So it's saying that it's all about perception. You just don't perceive this maybe as a gift. Maybe you don't think that you could bake tarts for a living, and that's going to bring you a sustainable income. And the minute you start, you're going to be world renowned. You're going to be the next Krispy Kreme. Okay, so it's about giving that a go, but this is about spirit having a hand in it. Do you see how they're guiding her hands? And you can literally put that request out. You can say, please. I often do it when I'm doing readings. I'm saying, please, let me get the information, let it come through clearly. Let me also be able to receive the information and assimilate everything and put it all together so that I can actually speak to people and say it in a way that they're going to understand, that's going to get the message across. If I ever have to do something where I had to, for instance, do a bit of public speaking or go for an interview, I would say, please guide my words and my thoughts today. Let me say the right things. Let me recall the information that I need to recall when I need to recall it. Let me not overdo it. Let it just come in the right balance. We can ask that, and Spirit will answer. They will help you with that. So if you're doing anything of the sort, make a list of what you're good at. If you're not sure what to do, if you're not sure where to go, if you're struggling in your job maybe and you really would like to start something for yourself, if you feel like you're not fitting in where you are anymore, here the isolation card comes up here. I feel like this is the end of isolation. If you've been in this situation, it's coming to an end. There's going to be some kind of invitation for you to attend something, or to an interview perhaps, or with somewhere with to go with friends, whatever the case might be, and maybe you go to watch a show, or it could be anything. You could see something on TV, you could watch a YouTube video, you could overhear a conversation. It can come through in a myriad of different ways, but there's going to be this invitation, and it may not be a literal invitation even, but a nudge from the universe to say, excuse me, sorry. Oh, every now and then that just catches up with me. It's like a nudge, an invitation that's a nudge from the universe to say, why don't you try this? Why don't you bake a pie? You know, maybe you see a recipe on Instagram or Pinterest or something, and you try it out and think, wow, this is great. And you try a few more and you think, hey, I'm really good at this. You never know how it actually comes about, all right? But you need to change your perception about, first of all, what is possible. You need to be knowing that if you are going to close a door, the next door will open. There's times of transformation that are abundant right now, and you need to lead from your heart. You need to lead from your heart space so that you can find the right path to follow. And you need to walk with Spirit, ask them to help you with whatever it is you need to do, or whatever clarity you might need. Okay, that's actually quite a beautiful message. Let's see if there's anything else. I feel like somebody could write a book or do an audio book or something like that that's got to do with communication. The end would be like a fairy tale book or something to do with Arthurian legends, children's stories, something like this. That might be something that appeals to one of you. There might be somebody here that message is for. Anything else, please? Thank you. Instinct. I've never actually seen this card. It's I didn't even know there were cards that were grey. They all seem so colorful. Instinct. All right, your instinct, your intuition, all of this is one and the same when we're asking for guidance from Spirit. Your instinct, your first gut instinct, is your spiritual prompting. So I think that's what I need to talk about here. When we get a message from Spirit, they will instinctively, they will immediately give us like a gut instinct, a feeling of this is the way to go. And it's our very counterproductive human nature to overthink it then and say, okay, I feel I need to go this way, but why do I feel I need to go this way? What made me think that? Maybe I actually need to go the other way. And we start questioning ourselves. And I always say we apply reason and logic, which are things that are not really spiritual principles that work. Yeah, they're not principles that work with intuition so much. It's something that we're taught at school and in university to apply logic and reason to everything, but it doesn't work when it comes to your intuition. Your intuition is trust. Okay, your intuition is instinctual. And that's what you need to know. You need to feel the difference and learn the difference between the two. That whatever you feel like is an impulse, an intuitive impulse, as long as you have asked for that guidance and you're doing the first thing that feels good and feels right, you will be on the right path, and you'll see how things just really start flowing for you. All right, don't think that you are alone, because Spirit is definitely on your team here. And if you're feeling alone in the physical, sometimes we do need to walk alone. Sometimes we do need to go on some kind of a quest on our own, and not be afraid to do that. Okay, not be afraid of also being a little bit green or a little bit inexperienced in whatever it is that we're doing. We'll be shown the way. Spirit will help you. You won't walk the path alone. But sometimes it's time for us to kind of be a little bit of a lone wolf where we're not hanging out with other people. Even this wolf is being guided by a wolf spirit. So it's saying, have that courage. Just because you walk alone and you have to go it alone for a little while doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That's the time when we get to be receptive and perceptive of what's going on around us, of what's meaningful to us. It shows us who really, it gives us time to reflect and show us who really cared and who really did support us in those moments and who was missing and what the dynamics were around certain things. And that helps us to gain better perspective, have the right perceptions, and move in the right direction. This girl actually has her hand on the door that she's closing. I didn't even see that. And then this kind of portal is opening that's this beautiful green that is often associated with the heart chakra. It's like, follow your heart. Don't be afraid that it's not going to work out. Don't be afraid that it's not going to make enough money or whatever this decision is, that it's going to make you unpopular. It's going to isolate you more. If that's what your heart says, if that's what Spirit's trying to show you and lead you to do, do it. Because it always works out for your highest good. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Please take care. I hope that this helps somebody, and I send you all lots of love. Bye for now.